Hello, VNTV. Thank you for joining us for the latest installment of the KDT Optometry Show. I'm Dr. Quad Trong, and today we have a special guest, Dennis Caco. We're mixing things up a little bit. He's a good friend of mine, a serial entrepreneur, and a man of success in life. I nicknamed him the Dream Maker, and so he's going to properly introduce himself. Dennis, please.
Yeah, I think I think one of the reasons why I'm on the show is because of my entrepreneurial success. And he's right, I am a serial entrepreneur. I love making, taking ideas and making them into reality and making them successful businesses. I actually started off as a comic book artist when I was 16 years old. And from there, I ended up launching my own apparel brand. I ended up executive producing my own film. Ended up doing lots of other businesses, and then most recently, some of our successes are in apparel as a brand called The Undress, which we launched on Kickstarter. We won the Shark Tank Your Life contest on Good Morning America with that product,
amazing.
And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But basically, at the end of the day, why I think I'm here is because I'm one of those people that just, I love taking ideas from nothing, getting it to its first traction in sales, getting it launched in the world, and getting it to its first $1 million as fast as possible. That's
awesome. So the topic of today's show is we're going to do mental mindset, what it takes to achieve what you've accomplished or achieve your dreams. Everyone has different dreams, right? And success is independent upon the person, whether it be financial success, that's what we'll be talking about. But there's romantic success, there's spiritual success, there's many aspects of success in life. And so we just want Dennis to share his wisdom. And I can learn, we can all learn from such great knowledge, and a man who's done it. He only talks the talk, but he walks the walk, obviously.
Yeah. So some of the walk that I've walked, just so that people know, is I took my apparel brand, ended up in every major department store.
That's amazing.
I love cars, race cars, so I took a passion for race cars, turned it into a company where we produced apparel. I actually had I was an official licensee for Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Subaru, all these brands had these products everywhere from dealerships to department stores worldwide. And then I took that same passion for cars, turned it into a comic book called Max Boost, which we had in Import Tuner magazine for almost a decade.
I used to read that magazine religiously. Because back in the day.
Before you knew me.
Yeah, before I knew you.
Yeah.
It's because I love fixing up cars, right?
Yeah.
Especially back in the early 2000s scene.
Yes.
It was all about Fast and the Furious, and everyone was into fixing up their cars. I had a lowered Accord back then with HKS exhaust.
Well, there you go. Right? Doesn't get more Asian than this, guy.
Right? HKS exhaust, man. I love that Accord.
Yeah, so that was, and then just recently, I even created a product called The Undress, and The Undress came as an idea as a runner, cyclist, triathlete, and that's how we met through cycling. Was I needed to solve a problem, which was every time we finish our workouts,
our rides,
we have to change clothes. We usually change clothes in parking lots, in the backs of cars, and whatnot.
Well, I personally just wear whatever. I wear my outfit, but of course it's not.
You got to change at some point.
You got to change at some point.
And usually it's outdoors.
Exactly.
And so one day I'm out there at at one of our big running groups, and in a running group we have 100 people. At the waterfront, getting ready to do a run, and when we're done with our run, or before we're done with our run, we're changing clothes, changing into or out of our workout apparel, right? And you end up people in the parking lot changing with towels, people changing in the back seats of their cars, and all of this stuff. And it happened day after day for over 8 years. And I finally said, we got to come up with something different. And so that's when I came up with The Undress as a concept. I said, what if we could find a way to make it easier to change clothes without ever having to be naked? So the Undress is a garment that's not just a dress, it's a mobile changing room. Women use it to change out of their workout gear into the undress in about 30 seconds without needing any privacy, without ever getting naked, and then in another minute they can use it to change into another outfit. And again, that was one thing we created.
Yeah, I remember you had a Kickstarter campaign.
Yes.
That did very, very well.
So it sounds like a weird idea, right? But when we launched it, my goal was to launch that product and see if we could make $22,000 in sales in 39 days.
What did you do?
And I launched it on Kickstarter, and we ended up making $615,000.
That's amazing. How long?
39 days on that idea.
Wow.
Alone, just that idea
just
alone.
That alone.
And the reason why I just went through all of that is just to tell you, what I love is everyone, just like I just did, you can make a lot of different ideas based off of all the passions that you have, and you can make them all happen, and it's easier today than it ever was.
Well, how so? Can you go into that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that it's so much easier today because of the internet. So
yeah,
yes,
that's right.
I know
That's right.
we look young, but I definitely have been old enough that I remember how it was to try to start a business and to run a business before the internet. And so, but today with the internet, apps, capability, and access to audience, and being able to set up stores and all these other things, the capability of being able to launch a product today is so much easier.
That's beautiful.
So for example, like, if I go too long, just tell me.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, okay. Please elaborate a little bit.
So,
yeah,
for example, back then, when you wanted to create I'm talking about just 15 to 20 years ago, before the internet was really mature in terms of commerce.
That's when cell phones were bricks.
Well, yeah, and the internet really wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a
mega.
That's when we had to dial up AOL to connect to the internet.
It was the beginning, right? Back then, before, let's say, for example, you wanted to have an apparel company. Well, it's hard to imagine not having internet.
Yeah.
But the only way you can have an apparel company is by creating a product and then seeing if Macy's wanted to buy it or any of those major retailers wanted to buy it. If they did not want to buy that that brand, you did not exist.
Yeah.
You had a gatekeeper, one guy, one woman, a buyer, and if they didn't like it, you wouldn't get in.
Yeah.
So your brand would be dead, right? So, but today, now you have actually access to the entire world through the internet. And if you have a great idea, you can now launch it if you choose to. And so there are platforms. And people go, well, how much money do you need to make? Do you need inventory and whatnot? Well, without getting too crazy about it, that's how we launched The Undress. When we launched The Undress and we made $615,000 in doing that, that was all pre-sale. We didn't make any dresses. There was only the 6 dresses you saw on the video. And what you do is you put it up on the page and you go, if anybody loves this idea, then pre-order one. The pre-order money is what's going to help fund my business, create the dresses, and then I'll be able to ship it to you. The only difference is you just have to wait.
Yeah, I love how you saw a need, you saw a niche that there was nothing like that existed.
Nothing at all.
Right? Nothing, right? There's so much, think about how many companies there are that make fitness, but yet you took an idea, like an unsolved idea, right? And you made it reality, and people were very receptive because it is an unmet need that people had. And so that's part of your success, and how you're able to get it with your passion and your energy was amazing.
Yeah, and it's a funny, it's a kind of, I still laugh at the concept, thinking, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, and then now we've done multi-million dollars in dresses.
And how many generations
online.
are there now? How many generations are there now?
Four generations.
And then you have 2 men's generations, right?
We have 2, and we have the second, and then even there, sitting there right now, we have a product called the Undercover. So once we did the women's version, men wanted that version, a version for men, and so we created the Undercover. We launched that one, and we did $100,000 in like the first month or 2. And that was the beginning of that, and now we're about to launch a version 2 of that. And so Kickstarter is just an amazing platform.
That's great.
Where you can launch any of your ideas there, and it'll be funded by pre-orders. If enough people believe in your idea, they will buy it, and you don't have to have it ready. You don't have to have it in a warehouse. You don't have to do any of it. You don't have to have all of
That's great.
That going. So.
We had a conversation recently, and you told me there was 2 mentors that you really admire. One of them was Walt Disney.
Right.
Everyone knows Walt Disney, and he's a dream maker. He took an idea and built an empire, right? Or more, a dynasty. Well, we had the correct term. And then the second person is J.K. Rowling. The Harry Potter books. And I want you to kind of expand on each one and why is it that you pick them as your influence, and what really puts you into that mental and physical and spiritual force.
Yeah, and I think I've been talking a lot about the dress because that's one of our recent successes, but really Max Boost, my comic book and my comic book property is really like at my heart's core, right? And so I started off as a comic book artist, ended up becoming an entrepreneur, and I like launching all these different kinds of products. But at the end of the day, I'd love Max Boost to become the speed racer of this generation.
It's awesome.
I mean, you're a reader, and so I've never given up on this stream. And so when I look at that, and I think that's important, someone who's done really well with cartoons.
To say the least.
Almost invented it.
To say the least.
Disney.
Walt Disney, yes.
And he just created, I would love to have Max Boost in an amusement park. My dream is that big, right? Amusement park, movies, merchandise, the whole entire thing. Really, at the end of the day, what I tell people is I'll know when I made it, when one day there's a knock at the door, right? And I open the door, and it's a kid in a Max Boost costume on Halloween saying trick or treat.
That's right.
That's what I want to have happen, and I hope that happens one day. So anyway, so that's why I love looking at both, J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter and Disney, is because they had this imagination, created these things that inspire millions and millions of people around the world. in Disney, and what he did wasn't just cartoons. It's literally something
totally.
that is touching the lives of almost every young child on the planet. I mean, think about that. It's amazing. So
I was just at Disneyland for my niece's birthday on Sunday, and just everything.
I saw his Splash Mountain.
I know. Splash Mountain's a great ride.
Mountain picture
Actually, Space Mountain got a lot faster. It's Hyperspace Mountain now. And it's like nonstop. It was one of the funnest rides I've ever done. So next time you go to Disneyland, check that Hyperspace Mountain. Right. So another, I see this bag in front of me right now, and it's one of the most gorgeous bags. I know my wife would absolutely love it. Can you talk about this?
Okay, so this is sort of, I've never shown this before.
Yeah, that's just.
But this is an example of, it's a new brand. I'm not going to go totally into the brand.
Don't go into it yet. I know, it's still new.
But I'm doing a handbag brand because I don't know why. I just got this crazy idea. But this is a good example. I'm not into handbags. I don't use handbags, but I have a crazy idea about it. And you're looking at my crazy idea in the flesh. We're going to launch this product around June of 2020. I've already sampled some of these bags. There's going to be something special about it. Nobody knows what that is yet. I've never seen before. But we're doing a collab with famous pop culture artists. In this particular case, it's Camila de Erico.
Yeah.
The bags are high end, and we're going to disrupt fashion with this brand. And there's a message behind it, and I can't wait to share that.
But
this is a good example. And normally when you launch a handbag brand, people think you have to go, oh, I've got to buy 10,000 bags. I'm going to put them in my garage. I hope to God I sell them. No, that's not how we're doing it. How we're doing it is we're going to make 5 or 6 or 10 samples. That's affordable. Just 5, 6, or 7 of them. Get that, shoot the videos, put it on Kickstarter, and try to pre-sell $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 of this product. If we do have a successful campaign and I'll just make up a number of $400,000 in pre-sales on this, then we'll be able to use that money to not only make the bags, but also fund the business. And that's it. And Kickstarter, to use Kickstarter is free. Well, they charge you 5%, but it's free to set up your idea. And if it fails, it's okay. You can try again. If it succeeds, well, there you go. It's the beginning of your idea. And so what I probably should have said earlier was not only have we had this success with the Undress, with Kickstarter, I've also helped launch brands like Monitio headphones. We launched a headphone brand, did 405,000 in first 35 days. Helped launch Hydrate, the world's first smart water bottle. We ended up launching that and doing $627,000 in like 40 days.
Serial entrepreneur.
The first 40 days, and this is the first days. And so that's what we specialize in doing. And we've made millions of dollars on Kickstarter. And if you want to launch a product, that is definitely how I tell people to take a look at a Kickstarter platform to see how you can do it. And there's a lot of information out there, but it's available to everybody. And it's there are some complexities, but it's easier than you think. Yeah,
you're sharing some really good stuff, and one of the things I really love about you, Dennis, is your passion. Right? You have a fire in you that, you know what I mean? Because that's what it takes. It doesn't just take an idea. It takes a lot of. Well, I actually want to talk about real quickly about my 4 Ps, and this guy has it to a T.
It is not. An idea is not enough.
An idea is not enough, but first you have to have a dream, right? To have the dream, as you mentioned, you've got to establish a dream. But the 4 Ps I want to briefly mention that this guy has it to a T that I'm trying to emulate. First one, you have the positive energy. First P is positivity, right? And you have that. It emulates within your soul. And you have that. Yeah, it's until you meet him in person, you know. I feel his positivity right now, and it's like, you know, I feel it, right? So, second one, you have that persistence. This man don't give up, right? No matter what obstacle you face to the brink of, you said, some really financial hardship.
Yeah, I've done everything.
You've gone to almost to the brink of destruction of, you know, right? But you've recovered, and look where you are now. Persistence. You just don't give up, and please never give up in life in anything you do. Third one is you have that purpose. You know why you're here on this earth. For everyone, it takes a certain amount of time, right? But you definitely have that purpose, and you know what you want to accomplish, and you, like you said, you're here to make dreams come true. Not only yourself, but for other people as well. And you're a mentor. You're a mentor to me. You're a mentor. Well, by the way, he just invited me to a Landmark series, and he's about to light me up in many different ways. So I had to put it. Landmark, I look forward to your seminars, by the way.
There you go.
But the last one is passion. Right.
Okay.
And you have that to the T. You're a passionate guy. And that's just when we're talking about passion. We're not talking about passion about not love passionate, right? That's a different type of passion. But I'm talking about the passion is the fire in you, right? That passion drives you to do amazing things. And all the 4 Ps, they tie in together.
Yeah.
It makes you as a complete person. And so we want to end the show. I'm going to give him the platform, share his a couple pearls of wisdom for our audience, and then so Dennis. So please, thank you.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me what the keys to success are. I could talk about this for hours.
Yeah.
And I actually do speak at California International Business University once in a while.
You sure do.
To give back to the community. But first and foremost, to try to accomplish your dream, right? That was the first and foremost, you need to have one.
Yes. It does help.
No, it sounds funny.
I know, it doesn't. Yeah.
But so many of us are walking around, working day by day, night by night, struggling, going through life, doing everything, but not knowing where we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, if you ever find someone who's really successful, one of the things that's very attractive about them is they know where they're going.
Yep.
And they are adamant about it. And that's very magnetic.
That little ties in with the P, the purpose.
Yeah,
having
right?
a purpose, right?
They have it. So the dream, figure out what that is. If you do not know what it is right now, it may be a good idea to stop everything you're doing and find out why you're here. So the dream and the purpose definitely connect.
Yeah.
When you have that purpose and you have that dream in front of you, in the future, that gives you something to look forward to. That looking forward to and what you're wanting to create in the future is what's going to propel you to that point.
Yes.
Without a target, it's hard to hit anything.
Yeah.
So that's really, my first thing.
Okay.
So
that's beautiful.
And so that persistence. If you see anybody that's ever successful, this is one thing I want to tell people. It's like, this is not easy.
No.
It always looks easy from the outside.
Life's not easy, right? Life in general is not easy.
It looks like Beyonce had her, all you have to do, Beyonce had it easy. No, not at all.
It
Just
took a
look
lot
at
of work
everybody's
to get there.
stories, right? And so persistence is key. I think it's Harvard that did, I think they did they did a study, and at the end of the day, what made people successful and unsuccessful, one of the things, never every one thing, is grit.
Grit, yeah.
The ability to just keep going,
grinding,
no
right?
matter what.
No matter
and
what.
it's hard to keep going no matter what when you have no idea where the finish line is. Okay, so that's why you got to have that kind of as an anchor.
Yes.
And so if I've got another minute, I'll just say, this is one of the important things. A lot of people are afraid to dream. So if you're older, you probably gave up. If you're younger, you probably don't think you know what it is yet, and you need to get older to figure it out. Trust me, it's not easier when you're older. But anyways, one of the things I would say is do your best to try to kind of take away the mental constraints of having a dream that other people will accept you having. Think about that for a second. Sometimes we're afraid to say what we really dream because we're afraid of what other people are going to tell us.
Exactly.
Nah, that's not possible. There's no way that's going to happen for you. Don't worry about that. Try to see if you can find out what that really would be if you had no restraint, right?
No.
And then second, as soon as you realize what that dream is, there's somebody on the planet that's living that same dream. Like, for example, if you want to be like me as a creator of all these multiple ideas, I know I'm not the only one that does that.
Yeah.
I'm a great guy to meet. And why do you want to meet them? It's not to get all the information out of them. It's because as soon as you meet someone that is doing something that you don't think is possible for yourself, in real life, like you could seriously, you meet them, you touch them, you end up finding out they're just real people. They're normal. We're normal. I'm a normal guy. Like, I go through my own stuff, right? And there's nothing special about me. And then you end up realizing when they're normal human beings, it's possible for you too.
That's beautiful.
Right?
That's
and
beautiful.
so there's that. And then you want then the next step, after you meet someone, share it. Share it with everyone you can that will support your dream. Not the people that'll tell you like, no, you can't or whatever. Share it with those people. You got to put it out in the world. It's amazing how many people say they have a dream, but then when I ask them if they can, they don't want to even tell you. Right? If you can't say it, you won't achieve it. And you definitely don't achieve a dreams alone. That's the trick. So if other people don't know it, if you don't know what my dream is, you can't support me in that dream. Right?
Exactly.
And so, and it takes a lot of courage to say, I want to be the president of my own company one day, or the president of the United States, or, I mean, it takes a lot, and so, so there you go. I mean, there's a few.
No, that was beautiful.
There's definitely
Dennis.
a lot more.
But that was beautiful. I definitely want to have future segments with you. You have because realistically, this scan can go on for hours. You have so much knowledge, but we're gonna basically. I want to thank you, VNTV. As you mentioned, your two mentors, right, or the people you emulate, Walt Disney and J.K. Rowling. People don't realize, but they came from very humble beginnings.
Oh my God!
Right, J.K. Rowling was homeless at one point.
Yes.
Right, and she wrote these amazing stories, but yet there were many publishers looked at her and say,
nope.
"Sorry, nope." Sorry, but what did she do? She kept on grinding. Someone's got to love my story, right? And look at now, she's a phenom. And Walt Disney had very humble beginnings. He was rejected endlessly. People are like, who's this Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse. Yeah, people are laughing. Who wants to like a mouse?
Yeah,
right?
Who would ever watch a full-length animated film? Who would ever fund it? Who would ever all these things?
Yeah.
And and if you look at these stories, which I think is amazing, and anybody that's successful, actually, it doesn't even have to be them. There was if you ask them how many times they could have quit, you will be surprised.
Endless.
With the right reasons, all the great reasons to stop.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, you didn't get the financing.
Yeah,
You should have stopped.
stopped.
All these great circumstances. That almost anybody that doesn't achieve their dreams would stop that. The only difference, like I tell people, the reason why I even accomplish this is just because I don't stop. There's nothing special about it. It's like literally your P of persistence is it. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how great your idea is. If you stop,
that's
it doesn't happen.
It ends.
If you don't stop, it happens. Period. It's so simple. But
all right.
And we were talking about Landmark earlier.
Yes.
And I'm totally big into personal growth and doing experiences like that, because you got to find out within yourself why you self-sabotage, why you stop, why you've had the same dream for 10 years, haven't done anything about it, why you have the same New Year's resolution every year, while you're still at the weight or the income that you're at, even though you keep promising yourself you have something different. You got to figure those things out.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother segment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in another segment.
That's another segment, but that's where we're going, and that's where you got to get to. And then Landmark is definitely one of the answers, and I appreciate you supporting me in that.
Oh, for sure.
Supporting me, of trusting me with that, and then we're looking forward to doing that. But the mental game is coming. The mental game, though.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it on a future episode. But Dennis, I want to thank you for your expertise, for your energy, for your friendship. It means a lot to me. And so VNTV, we appreciate your love and support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much.